Hey guys, Visions of Matt here, and I just want to do a little video today discussing why I will not be getting the Sega Genesis Classic. And first we had the Nintendo NES Classic, which blew everything out of the water. It was like, whoa, a classic console, this is awesome. Came out a few years ago now, but this was what really set the standard for classic consoles. And ever since then, people try to copy. Well, first Nintendo came out with the Super NES Classic Edition. Then Sony came out with the PlayStation Classic, which I have back there, I didn't get out. TurboGrafx 16 is coming out with the Classic Edition. And now, I believe it's September 19th, 2019, Sega Genesis Classic is coming out. So it's $80. And you hook it up to your TV just like any of these other Classic Editions, and you play your games on your TV. But the reason I'm not going to get the Sega Genesis Classic is because I already have it. That's right. I have Sega Genesis Classics for the Nintendo Switch. Over 50 classic games. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Sega Genesis Classic, the actual console, it only has 40 games. This actually has more games than the Sega Genesis Classic console coming out in a couple weeks. So that right there off the bat just tells me, okay, I have this game right here. It's $25. It's, about 1/3 of the price of what the Sega Genesis Classic is going to cost. And it has more games. Now, I didn't compare the games, game by game to see which one has the better games. I don't know. They're probably similar. I mean, this thing has some fantastic games. Alex Kidd, Altered Beast, Columns 3, Comic Zone, Decap Attack, Dynamite Heady, Golden Axe 2, Golden Axe 3, Gunstar Heroes, Kid Chameleon, Fantasy Stars, a ton of games. All the Sonics, all the Streets of Rages, Toe Jam and Earls, both Vectormans, Virtua Fighter 2. The list goes on and on. In fact, I got it on right here. My Sega Genesis Classics for the Nintendo Switch, and you see I have Alex Kidd going on here. But yeah, this is basically my Sega Genesis Classic. Now, what does the console have over the Switch version? Now, I guess you could say, well, it has the original Genesis controller. Now, I hate to say this, but the original Genesis controller, it wasn't that good. I mean, I believe that the connection that you have for the Genesis controller was the same connection that you have for the Atari controller. It just wasn't that good of a connection. I remember if it's loose, then you lose the gameplay. I know the NES connection is just a lot better. And the 3 buttons, I'm not a big fan of the 3 buttons. I'm not a big fan of the bulkiness of the Genesis controller. I don't have one right here to show you. It was just a little bit too bulky. And so I guess people are banking on the fact that, hey, I could play this with my original Genesis controller. That's not a real upsell for me, That's not a selling point for me to get the Genesis Classic. People are saying, well, you can watch it on your TV. You can play it on your TV. Just like, you think of the nostalgia there. Just like when you used to play Sonic the Hedgehog back in 1996, 1995, whenever it was it came out. 92? I don't remember when it came out. But I had one. And, yeah, I'm a little nostalgic. I'm more of a Nintendo fanboy. I did play the Sega Genesis back in the day. Well, guess what? To me, this is better than playing on my TV. I'm playing on my Switch. I mean, the screen is beautiful. It's right here by my face. The controls are great. This doesn't bother. I know people complain this isn't a real D-pad. For a lot of these games, this is fine. I can play with this all these Sega Genesis games. I got my buttons over here. I can pause it. It's better than the TV. So I'm not going to pay $80 for a Sega Genesis Classic when I got this. Right now, I grabbed this right now. It's $25 on Amazon.com. I'm sure you can pick it up at Best Buy, other stores too. The Sega Genesis Classics, it's a little confusing. I know there's the Classics and there's a Classic coming out September 19th. But yeah, I'm not going to be picking it up. And I'm a big fan of these Classic Edition guys. In fact, I want to get the TurboGrafx 16 Classic. I don't know when that one's coming out. But I mean, there's a system that they just don't really release a lot of the games on a lot of the different consoles. It's hard to find a good collection of TurboGrafx 16 unless you just bootleg the whole thing. Sega, they throw out these games left and right. They're available on mobile devices. They're available in these bundles. There's thousands. There's so many bundles for PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. you know, all the Nintendo consoles. Sega's always just throwing these games out there. So it's just not that appealing to me to get a Sega Genesis Classic Console when I got this right here. That's the reason I'm not getting the Sega Genesis Classic Console. Let me know what you guys think about it. Are you guys still going to get that Sega Genesis? Let me know. I'm curious what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.